Booga booga.
Okay, so you know perfectly well.
That we're recording?
Yeah, I mean, you heard the button.
I did hear the button.
You don't need to...
You know what? I think with this new configuration, it seems silly to continue
Well, no, listen.
the old ways.
But I think that there's a lot of people that only listen for that. I think that...
You think so?
Yeah, I think that if you stop doing that, because what happens right now is that now they listen to the first part, they listen to you say, are we recording or not? And then their day is okay. They shut it off.
Right.
They go about their business. I mean, if you take that, I mean that
we lose half our readership.
That are we recording listener is out the dough.
Are we recording?
You still got it.
Let's get started.
You still.
Let's get started.
It's
like riding a bike.
It is. So you just came back from the Gen and or Con.
I did.
Which you were telling me is an invigorating prospect.
It's a really great show. Yeah, I really had a great time, and I think you would have had an even better time.
Well, it's just vast, right?
It's huge, yeah. And I mean, I don't follow the tabletop gaming scene nearly as closely as you do, so a lot of that stuff was brand new to me. Just never heard a lot of these games.
Right.
Very exciting.
It's all new.
A lot of guys with ponytails.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was and utilakilts are very big there. There's also a place selling custom fangs and elf ears. Those are two different booths.
Okay, I was like, but you know, for now, I mean, in that industry, obviously, there's a lot of consolidation right now.
Right.
It could be a situation where by this time next year,
they're doing fangs and ears.
They're doing elf fangs.
Yeah.
And vampire ears.
Could be.
Because right now, those are two corner markets that they're not able to access at all.
Yeah.
Come in, they're like, it's not this ear is not vampiric.
Mm-mm.
And they could have sold that person fangs and ears.
They're leaving money on the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a nerd, but I'm not that type of nerd. I'm not that. I mean, there was a whole section where you could build your own foam weapons, and then there was another like corralled off section next to it where you could fight each other. I'm not that kind of nerd. I'm not that kind of nerd.
Oh yeah, I see. So it's sort of like it's the way that you might test drive a Jetta.
Yeah, I guess so.
Except it's with an axe.
But what I couldn't believe is so they had these long tables and just piles of foam, and then on each table they had like a styrofoam block with knives stuck into it, and you could go up to a table and take out a kitchen knife
and start
cutting foam.
Just start crafting.
And there were kids there, taping up and making their foam swords. And in my head, I'm like, there must be a waiver or something they have to sign. Like,
no, I think you just wave the knife.
Maybe
you just swing it. I'm having a hard time picturing that happening
at a PAX.
Yeah,
yeah. I wanted to say something, but it wasn't my show.
Well, no, and that foam weapon cadre. I mean, that's they probably founded the show. Like,
probably.
The show is, I mean, in some ways, the show is about foam weapons.
Yeah. It was just interesting because, obviously a PAX show lines up pretty much 1-for-1 with all my interests and in equal amounts, right?
Well, I was going to say, like, how could that be?
Yeah. And this show just had a lot of stuff that I normally would not be exposed to.
Wait, so I have a question. We did the Noon strip.
Yeah, we did.
Did you do the Stranger Things strip?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, read it?
The Stranger Things strip is about, like, I know you only watch BBC stuff because you hate the country that has given you so much.
What's the punch?
It's about parasols. And it's like, you're like, that's really specific.
I think I did do that.
Well, I'm going to go back through the archive, and I'm going to find out.
All right.
No, sometimes I click on the button that goes all the way back to the beginning of the archive.
I do that too.
And I'm like, whoa. It's like, it takes me right back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Afternoon. Here's Eyes on You's on. Illiterati. The Tooth Hurts. Pre-game. Grotesqueries. You never did it.
Really? So we have another one in there?
We do.
Were we going to do that one for club?
I don't think so.
Oh.
We could. There's no reason we couldn't. That could be a delicious...
Yeah. Let's do that one for the club.
Club product. Oh, the question is whether or not there's a podcast for it, right?
How would we know that?
Because we would have recorded a podcast.
No, how would we find out now?
Oh, we'll talk to Josh.
Okay.
But it sounds like the people who managed to watch thorns at this thing saw a thorn or two.
Yeah, they watched them and had a really good time. The game is awesome. And I can say that because I didn't make it all by myself.
No, he's like, what I have created.
Yeah.
But were they doing demos? Was Lone Shark doing demos of their other stuff too?
Yeah, they had
Like
Apocrypha there.
Yeah. Because I haven't seen Apocrypha proper. I wrote cards for it.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually seen Apocrypha played, where I have played Numenera, I think is how you say it.
Numenera.
Nama. I don't know.
I don't know how you say it.
But I know that I have played it.
Yeah,
and it's one of those games where you do the first turn and you have no fucking idea. Like you're like they're telling you how to play it and you're like
yeah.
And it's just sort of like, I got to see how it works. I have to do it.
Right.
And then like by turn 3, I was just like, it was like looking up at that machine from the Dark Crystal.
Right.
I was just like, oh, everything revolves around everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Jesus Christ.
Turns out. Boy, he's a king there too.
Yeah, is he the God King?
He is the God King of that show as far as I could tell.
Well, he knows all.
He does. People just kept coming up to him and he was introducing me to all kinds of people the entire time. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. People would come up and play weird games with him that only they knew. Like they would like do hand motions and say things, and then someone would win and then leave.
What?
That's not a lie. Like,
what do you mean?
Like this guy came up and he was another game designer, and they played some version of rock paper scissors, and then after it, there's like this secondary phase where they're showing fingers on one of two hands and trying to anticipate what the other person. I mean, it was crazy. I don't know what they were doing.
Wow.
But then one of them won.
Somehow. Yeah. My grandpa, like the only time I ever saw my grandpa really when I was young was like at truck stops.
Okay.
Like sometimes he drove semis, and so sometimes he would be like near our house.
Yeah.
So then we would go out to the truck stop and see him.
Okay.
And so, but he had this game that he would play with people called Quarters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gambling game, as I'm sure you can derive. And it involved, like, you both put quarters down, and then, like, you do something with them. Like, you would, like, flip them or not flip them, and then one person would take your quarters. But he was always the one taking the quarters. Like, because he was always taking them, I couldn't discern.
You didn't know if it was actually a game?
I didn't know if it was just, like, a very complicated way to borrow money from someone.
Well, in very small amounts. I mean.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to...
Yeah.
I don't want to put you in the hole. I just, I need about $1.50 and I need it to take about a half hour. If that's going to work for you guys. But no, it sounds like, I know that their Widow's Walk won an award there. Yeah,
lots of people kept coming up to him asking about that.
It
was cool being in the seat of his power with him.
Yeah. I'm so happy to do that haunt for them.
Yeah.
I hope people really like it. It's weird. It's really...
Cool he asked you. He talked about you a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he say? What did he say about me?
He says that a lot of people were asking him about betrayal.
Oh, sure.
And
the
so he
there.
was saying that he went out and asked some of his friends who are incredible writers like Patrick Rothfuss and Jerry Holkins.
Well,
you were mentioned in the same breath.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay.
The same breath.
At the end of it, Patrick Rothfuss and Jerry Holkins.
But yeah, I bought some stuff there. I came back with Ascension, War of
the Over
Shadows,
War of the Over Gods,
Shadow of the War, oh Lord, Knights. Anyway, it's really cool. Played it yesterday with Gabe.
Yeah, he's enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you spend any more time in the VR version?
Yeah, I did actually. I still haven't gotten multiplayer because there's never anyone in there to play when I want to play.
Yeah. With new stuff like that. Well, we should just make sure that people know about it. Yeah. We should do another thing. In fact, I have. Oh man, did you say that she reads in the arcade?
Mm-hmm.
She would be a great person for the show then.
Yeah, I didn't get her card or anything.
Well, it'll be okay. I've read interviews with her online.
Oh, okay.
It should be super easy to find. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounded like she just had like a super crazy passion for
Yeah.
Ascension, but specifically how to make it work in there,
Mhm.
which for a lot of card games is no bueno.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the ones that I've seen sort of laid out now. They're all obsessed with the fact that there's a literal table.
Yeah, you look down at your cards.
It's possible to do some types of games like that.
Yeah.
But with cards, like the king of that form has got to be legibility.
Mm-hmm.
And she just got rid of the table.
Yeah, they just... Well, I mean, in reality, when you're playing with these games, they're hanging in front of you.
That's right.
On the screen. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, basically, it's like, she's like, okay, well, it's got to be like a tablet.
Right.
In terms of the interaction mode, and readability is fine. I mean, Ascension has got huge text.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Ascension is almost a perfect candidate for something like that.
Yeah, it is.
No, I should send her a mail today and see if I can film one later this week, just because for me, it'll be a chance to play. Yeah. I wonder if Oculus Rift players can play with Gear VR players, or if it's two separate.
Yeah, that I don't know.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. I know that the couple times I've gone in there and tried to play with someone, it's empty. No, that's not true. There was one person in there named Butts, and I didn't join. I decided not to join Butts.
Well,
game.
you didn't know what you were getting into.
I didn't.
Right?
Know.
It's like, it doesn't look good.
Because with that, it's like you can hear them. Like, apparently the avatar, like, lip syncs to what they're saying.
Yeah, you can sort of see them beyond the cards, right?
Yeah, you can see them back there behind your cards. But I didn't want to go into some environment. I'm really sort of weirded out about virtual reality spaces with other people. I did one of those things where I, like, went into a virtual chat room, and I was sitting around a campfire, and, like, there's 3 dudes next to me, and they started talking, and it weirded the fuck out of me. So I left.
Altspace?
Altspace, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a dude named Greg at the ping pong thing for Child's Play, and he was talking about Altspace and how he really enjoyed it. But he was also talking about how, like, sometimes, like, some of the social rules don't work. Mm-hmm. We saw this with, like, Elliot and Gabe on the Minecraft server, right?
Oh yeah.
He says that, like, they have a deck of cards in there and you can play a card game in there, but you can also just, like, stand up and then walk around and, like, look at their cards.
Yeah.
Like, that would not fly.
Right. Yeah, and see, for me, it was too much like meeting a real person.
Oh, exactly.
Like,
well, no, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
I was talking to the job simulator dudes,
mm-hmm.
and we were just talking about how much information you can get from a person just knowing where they're looking
mm-hmm.
and where their hands are, to the extent that, like, I mean, what percentage of the information that we are getting from a social interaction is from hands and just
eyes.
Tilt?
Yeah.
Right? You don't even need the eyes. Like, you're getting a lot of information just from where they're looking relative to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, why, if meeting people is agitating,
yeah, it was really uncomfortable.
it's all still there. Like, all the information is still there.
Right.
There's no comfort.
No.
They can do weird shit at any time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been intimidated to go into that space yet. I'll try it eventually. Maybe I'll record a show on that, but
comic ideas. I had a few actually.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you've been fallow, right?
I emailed them to myself.
Dear Mike, it's me. I'm here with a lot of incredible ideas.
Here we go, strips. Oh yeah. The idea that Gabe would come back from Gen Con, everybody's making miniatures games now. There's a million miniatures games.
Oh, there's so many.
So the idea that he would have this idea to make his own miniatures games.
Yeah, well, not miniatures, Maximers.
Continue the Tycho kidnap story. Somebody had suggested that in the forums.
What kidnap?
Well, you're texting me from...
Oh, that's right. I guess we could do a second one, couldn't we? He's really good at it. It's just like...
Could do a second one.
No. Like, have him pass, like, beyond, like, have him go through whatever veil. It's like there was pain.
Yeah.
But now there is warmth.
You keep going.
I'm in the embrace of the bear.
Final Fantasy Mobius, and that was it. That was all my ideas.
Yeah. And then tomorrow we got No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Which I mean, I saw some video. I don't 100% still know what's going on.
I don't either yet.
with that, and maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to be surprised by whatever it is.
Oh, so the idea that he wants to make a miniatures game is the best. I mean, honestly, like that's
so many miniatures
that's
games.
that's center of plate
Yeah.
for our business.
Yeah.
That
And
type of commentary.
It's like there's that Roman Colosseum one that was cool.
No,
Some are like futuristic.
No, I back that. I mean,
There's horror ones.
Horror. Yeah. Well, which one do we want to do first? We should just do them all. But
Well, if we're going to continue this storyline, then
That should happen now,
should
right?
Probably happen next.
yeah. Let's do that. It's just like, oh man, I'm getting another update.
I just realized I never downloaded the app, and he hasn't broken character yet. I mean, you think? No.
No, I said he's a really weird person.
He's
Yeah, Kara would be like, he's a really weird. Did you ever?
really weird
Should it be him realizing it, or should it be Kara like? So what's that app called? I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah, I never downloaded the app. So he's just texting you those messages. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got some more.
And some more. I don't feel pain in the way that normal people think of it anymore.
That's right.
I don't feel pain in a traditional sense.
The kiss of his claw.
I am pain.
And I will visit it upon my foes. No, I'll visit it upon the foes of the eternal bear.
Speaking of pain.
Speaking of eternal bears.
Bone Tomahawk.
Ugh.
What the hell?
That's
not the kind of movie I watch usually.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be more Western, less horror.
That is the type of movie. I don't know. I wish it weren't true, but there's really no one for me to watch a movie like that with.
Yeah. I don't know who you watch that movie with. Not a fucking date movie.
I can't imagine that date, but there are many. There are many
I guess
people.
It's somebody's date movie.
There are many people on this earth, and I don't claim to know all of them.
Yeah.
You'd want to think that you wouldn't go right from that movie, in a sort of intimate direction.
Right.
You might think there would have to be some kind of,
refractory
zone
yeah.
of contemplation.
Just to think for a little bit. Ugh. Yeah. I'm of the opinion that one part was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm certain he did not enjoy it. I feel
I'm not.
I feel confident that
certainly in the context of the film, he agreed. He also did not think it was necessary.
Yeah.
He would have voted no.
No, I think he did.
Yeah, he voted
but he was
no.
outvoted.
I'm saying that as a film goer, I did not, as a human being, I did not ever need to see anything like that
In life.
in my life.
Yeah.
I don't understand the impetus of a person to create a scene like that.
Well,
I guess to make me feel this way.
Well, to provoke a range of reactions.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's a couple things there, right? So there's a really, really weird movie on Netflix called Antichrist
Mm-hmm.
by Lars von Trier.
Oh, I've heard about that one.
It's
It's the one that's got William Dafoe's dick in it, right?
yeah, like in 120 frame slow motion.
Right.
It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. And that's like the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then it actually gets weirder
Huh.
from there. I there's a lot of the ideas there that I just didn't. There's just some things I had not considered, I guess. But as far as the Bone Tomahawk stuff, we're really separated like from any concept of the human body.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you spend a lot of time during the day trying not to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then you see something like that and you have to think about it,
Yeah. Ugh.
right?
Yeah.
You have to think about it for real.
Yeah.
I don't think it was always the case that we could exist without really knowing about death.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a new thing,
Yeah.
right? Like what an incredible privilege that is.
It is. It is.
That you're not thinking about that every second.
Yeah.
And so they made you think about it for as long as you've had to think about it.
Oh,
And we don't have the tools to manage it.
yeah. But I also know that there's a type of film that I never see that is like torture porn, right? I mean, like Saw and shit, right? Like,
Yeah, it's of a piece. It's of a piece.
I've never seen a movie like that, and so this came out of left field for me. Like,
Yeah. And the ability to have any kind of abstraction about that kind of stuff is just novel, and it's not universally distributed.
yeah.
I can, like, there was a long period of time where when Ronya was little, her elbow would always come out of the socket.
Nursemaid's elbow.
Nursemaid's elbow, exactly. You try to do like normal kid shit, like the thing where you like swing someone around on their arms.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Pop it right out.
No, yeah, exactly. So, you learn that very quickly.
Yeah.
And then, but it's sort of hard to know if you have fixed it right because it looks mostly normal.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to learn how to do it, and I just had a little tiny bit more ability to do it than Brenna.
Yeah, there's a lot
Not
of things
much.
like that. Yeah.
Not much, right?
Yeah.
But I could do it because that hurts too.
Mm-hmm.
It's being in a position where you have to do that
Mm.
is interesting.
Yeah.
And there's quotes around that, like
Interesting.
it's awful. And I'm when they get older, that stops fucking happening. Thank God,
Yeah.
because that is just a nightmare. Like the pain is such that she would just like shut down. Like I can't even imagine that
Ugh.
what it must have felt like.
Yeah.
Just like that,
Yeah, I
like
don't
like
thinking
a
about
like
body
a
stuff.
like an animal.
Yeah.
Like she was just pain.
Yeah.
And I had to do this thing to fix it. How about some funny comic strips?
How about it?
Whoo! All right. No, I think we're on the right track with this Kara thing. So what's the app called?
You're reading his story on. It's just text messages. Is he still doing it? Oh yeah.
Is he still doing them? Totally.
Are you concerned that maybe? Nah.
He's really, really weird.
He's just a weird guy. Listen, I've known him a long time. All right. He's a weird guy.
Yeah, get these. He's overjoyed. Totally. Look. So
The kiss of his claw is funny.
yeah.
So what does this look like? This is his transformation into acolyte?
Well, yeah, exactly. Like he is. Well, maybe he might. Is he acolyte or is he the vessel?
Or is he the vessel?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But first he had to be made hollow.
Yeah, I thought of Hollow too.
Yeah, exactly. I have been made hollow in anticipation
Of his arrival.
But Gabe should have a response to that one. Right?
Yeah. Gross.
Ew.
You.
Who? Oh, yeah, you will know his name soon enough.
Oh, we'll know his name.
Men call him the Eternal Bear, but I know his secret name. No. Where there was pain, now there is purpose. Our job is really weird.
It is.
It's a very strange job. All right. Where there was pain, now there is purpose. I have been made hollow in anticipation of his arrival. Cool.
Cool. I just talked to Brenna. She says she hasn't seen him for 2 days.
That's dedication.
That's dedication.
Motherfucker's dedicated.
Dedicated. Oh, wow. We should call the police. End of comic. Oh my God, we should call the police. Yeah, I just talked to his wife.
Yeah, I just talked to Brenna. She says she hasn't seen him in 2 days.
2 days. Oh yeah, we should call the police.
Here, cool. Let's see. Cool. It's like
Yeah, he needs a follow up there, right?
yeah. Well, no. After cool, yeah. It's just like it's like you like the claw kiss.
I like the kiss of the claw.
I long for the kiss of his claw.
Ache.
His blessed claw.
Blessed claw.
I just talked to Brenna.
Did you have the hollow line in there still?
Oh no, that's the first
Okay,
line.
good.
Is that where there was pain, now there is purpose. I have been made hollow in anticipation of his arrival. Cool. I ache for the kiss of his blessed claw.
I just talked to Brenna, and
She hasn't seen him in 2 days. Holy shit!
So there's two ways you can go.
Well,
with
no,
that.
I don't think you go for the police. It's
You
just
don't think you do?
no, because it won't end it. It won't resolve it right. I think it's funnier if he's still enjoying it, and it's more Gabe.
It is more Gabe. In 2 days.
She hasn't seen him in 2 days. Was that a long time?
I don't know where he is.
No, it's cool. He's gonna be a vessel. It seems like he's having a good time. Like, I want to make sure we don't go to 4 lines.
Okay.
Is he still doing them? Because Kara's figured it out now.
Yeah.
God, how do you put a bow on it?
That's a good setup.
Oh, it's more than a setup.
Well, no, I mean that even specifically that last line hasn't seen him in 2
Yeah.
days.
Well, I mean, I don't know how long how long is it supposed to take?
You don't think it has anything to do with these text messages, do you?
He must have a really good charger. He must have that new Anchor charging
He's probably on
block.
an Anchor.
Man, he has a really good battery.
I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, it could just be flat, right?
It could be. I'm sure he's just sitting in a Starbucks writing his story. For 2 days?
They have breakfast. They've got the fucking scones. Like,
You got scones there. I mean,
and juice.
you know how much he likes scones.
He's always saying that.
He's always saying that.
No, I think it's almost over.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because it seems like it's coming to some kind of. Maybe he has a question for him, right? Maybe, does he ask Tycho something?
Oh, you could send a text back.
Yeah. It's just like yeah, dude, are you coming back? And it's I will return when he returns. Yeah, he's fine. Oh, yeah,
But how do I
no,
can't-
no. The other way to do it is like I just talked to Brenna. She said she hasn't seen him in 2 days. She's probably overjoyed. That must be great for her.
Lucky her.
No, lucky her.
Lucky her.
Man, lucky her.
Yeah.
He's not processing this at all.
No.
Man, lucky her.
Man, lucky her. Yeah.
That's it.
But when I cast the pot, it's like I cast the rod, keeping it hard like a motherfucker gas robot.
I'm reeling cod, today's fresh catch. I mean a podcast, something about nets.
Yes, it gets better when it's winter. I'm fettered by my fish gear, catch and release, get in that crease when my fish near.
Talk about a plant best laid off that stray. And yes, I crave that tuna with his peck fin splayed. But while I'm glistening from the whole sea, you better listen into TLC.
I got that wild caught salmon. It's tender and it's moist.
Downloadable content, a podcast of choice.